Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be single mommy, single parent, single father chat. Say hi.
Hi.
You ready for your nap?
No.
Then why are you in here messing with me? Go play. Go play. Not in here. Give me that. Thank you. Now go in there and play. So, yeah. This is just like a chit chat for single moms, single fathers,
Hi.
just anybody who is by themselves taking care of a little person. So, I do want to start this off by saying I don't think people ever plan on being a single parent. If I could go back and change things, I would. If I could go back in time and see how it would have been, I would. But you know, things happen. You know the consequences for the things that you do. So yeah. Where do I don't even know where I want to begin. I don't know where I want to even begin. I have a list of things and I don't know where I want to start at. So I guess where I want to start off at is like your fears with being a single parent. You know, you have to be mommy and daddy. Your income is the main source of income. You know, there are times when I said I wasn't going to cry, so I'm going to try not to cry. There are times when you feel like you're not doing good enough, you're hard on yourself. And yeah, but you look at this little baby and you're like, that's what I'm doing it for. So you keep it pushing. Now I know this doesn't go for me. I know this goes for a lot of people unless they just have the support. Go put your shoes on. I know this goes for really a lot of single parents don't have the right child care to do things in their life that they would like to do. For me, when it comes to trying to go to work and trying to go to school, child care is my biggest, get it this way. Grab it this way. There you go. For me, child care is my biggest issue. Because I want to try to do everything. I want to go to school. I want to work. Working full time. I did it for a month and a half. I worked full time and went to school to become a CNA. And that was so... Take it with you in the living room. Take it with you. Take it in there. For me, that was the hardest thing ever. Trying to make sure that everything was set to go for childcare for after I got off of work. Things got crazy with that in school, and it was just difficult. Very, very difficult for me. I will not do it again. I can say that much about it. If I were to do it again, it would be 1 or 2 nights out of the week instead of 4 nights out of the week like I did it. And it was just, yeah, I'm not doing it that way again. But yeah, I know for a lot of single parents, childcare is the biggest issue because you miss out on so much. Some people lose their job. Like, there's people who lose their jobs because they don't have anyone to watch their child. And I came close to that happening to me at one point in time because, you know, you think you can depend on the other parent to actually be there when needed, and then they can decide to bail. You know, the other parent gets to go on living their life without a care in the world because they know that where their child is going to be good. So they don't think, oh, I should help, oh, I should be there. I don't think a lot of them think that way. From things that I've seen, I don't think they think that way. For most parents, I know for a fact, childcare is like the biggest issue. Like, I've had to turn down jobs that wanted to pay me $2-3 more than I'm getting paid now because the schedule did not fit within my child's schedule. If something does not fit within the schedule that I have for my child, then I can't do it. And that's just what it is. It's like, you can't, if you tell them I can't work these hours, if you have something available between these hours and these hours, and they say no, then that's it. You have to miss out on that. Get out of there. Get out of there now. So yeah, you have to miss out on those things. And it's just, hey, I try not to look at them as losses. I try to look at them as like there's something bigger in store for me one day in the future. That's how I always try to look at things. I try not to look at them as that was a loss. You know, I try to look at everything as a blessing. You can't miss anything you didn't have, you know? So, yeah. Another thing I want to touch on is, for me, it's really, really, really hard at times to be the only one. You know, sometimes you just need a break. You need a moment, a second, and you don't have it. Every moment there's, you know, this little one. And I know once you have kids, you put all your needs aside and everything focuses on them. But most parents who say things like that have another person they're helping. Single parents don't have a moment. They don't have a second. At every moment, no matter what, they're worried about something that has to do with their child. There's not oh, I'll let your dad worry about this, or oh, I'll let your mom worry about that, or go ask your mom, or go ask your dad. It's just you and only you. And at times, it's very, very, very overwhelming. For me, the hardest part about being a single mom is wanting to do all of these things and realizing that you can't. I want to work and go to school and be a mom. But I realize that I can't do it the way I want to. For a while, I know for a year, I took one class a semester, which for me felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. I was like, this is pointless, it's dumb. But that's all I could handle because I'm a single mom. I do have to put in time. I have to figure out how I'm going to take my child for him to be watched and, you know, things like that. So for me, the biggest thing for me was realizing that it will probably take me years to do something that would normally only take a person 3-4 years to do. It's going to take me longer because I don't have enough childcare. Or if okay, so for me, the job I'm currently at, I know what I have to work in order to be able to provide for me, my son, and still have money left on the side for anything like emergencies, things like that. So I know for a fact I have to work this set amount, and if I don't, in the end, it will cause a problem, or I will be struggling for a little minute before I can get back to where I was. So for me, it's not like, oh well, you can do part-time, work part-time during the day and then go to school for the rest of the time and still be able to go pick your child up from daycare and it'd be between 6:30 and 6:30. You know, I can't do that because I'm not going to be able to provide like I want to. Another big issue for me, well, it used to be for me, I don't know how many single parents this is an issue for, but it's like, am I doing this right? So I have a boy. Being that I was raised for most of my life by my dad, you know, a lot of times I wish that he could have his father in his life to help him and teach him and groom him on how to be a man. Because I don't know how to. I can only teach you what I've seen from my experience. I don't know how to. I don't know how to raise a man. Women think that they can raise a man, but the only thing you can show him is what you want a man or you think a man should be, but nobody knows how a man should be but a man. And I don't care who disagrees with me, but that's just how it is. I don't care what you say. A man can only teach a man how to be a man. So for me, a lot of times it's like I'm too soft on him, or I'm too soft on him, and when I'm hard on him I feel like maybe I'm being too hard, or things like that. So for me, that's my biggest thing. I'm here by myself trying to raise a man. Like, am I doing it right? A lot of times I feel like said I wasn't. Okay, I'm good now. So a lot of times I feel like, being that I'm a single mom, my child doesn't get, I feel like his growth is hindered mentally, because there are things I should be doing that at the end of the day I'm just too tired to do, or I'm just so much going on, so many things to remember that I can't do it, or I forget to do it, or someone to say you're lazy. So that bothers me. I know you're not supposed to compare your kids to other kids, but no, you look at other kids that are your child's age and you're like trying to compare, like, dang, he's not doing that, but their child is over here saying words, counting from 1 to 10 in Spanish. But yeah, you know, things like that, like small things like that. You'll think like, am I not doing something right? My son doesn't do this, or my daughter doesn't do this, or what did you do that your child can do this so I can try to get my child to do that? Like, stuff like that. I just want to say, don't feel bad. Every kid goes at their own pace, no matter what people say. Children move at their own pace, mentally, physically, all of that. My child was walking at a young age, and people were always like, how did he walk so fast? And I was just like, I don't know. But that's just how it is. Some kids are talking before they're even 1. But again, we're all different. People develop faster mentally. It's just what that is. So yeah, sometimes I feel like it's because he doesn't have the attention of 2 parents, instead of he just has my single-handed attention, that it hinders him. But I had to realize it's not. He goes at his own pace. For majority of the day, he's at school, so they teach him, they help him, they do everything. So I'm like, it's not you. You have to realize that it is not you. Your child is going to go at their own pace. Now, some things, don't use that for everything, because some things are you. If your child is a certain age and they can't even, I don't know, do something simple as like, just something simple and small that they're well beyond they should know how to do, kind of your fault. But yeah, like, your child shouldn't be 9 and 10 still wearing diapers and pull-ups during the day. Now at night, but during the day. And again, that's an example. But yeah, so that's with that. One last thing I do want to touch on is dating as a single parent is for me, was the most scariest, terrifying thing ever. When I first started dating again, I was terrified. I didn't want to date. I was like, we can be friends, but we're not, as far as the whole relationship goes. I was like, I'm still scarred from what happened in my past relationship. I don't trust people around my child. If you so as much act like my child is irritating you and I feel some type of way, I will cut you off completely and never talk to you again. And I hated people. I was really, after my relationship with his father, I was cold-hearted. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't care about anybody. I don't care. You going by. Deuces. Did not care. But like, with the whole dating thing, I realized that it depends on who you're dating. I had a lot of fears with going into a relationship with the child, because I'm not always free. I always have my child with me, always. So if you say, hey, can you do this, and I have my child, the answer is gonna be no. You can't. And if you get upset because I have my child and I can't do anything, then you don't need to talk to me. You don't need to pursue me at all. But something I come to realize is it really just depends on you and the person you try to date. Anybody who gets into a relationship with someone with a child has to realize a lot. Some people get into a relationship with someone that's a single parent and don't realize, like, your child is always going to be around them. That child is always going to be around. There's going to be times where they can't do something because they simply can't, because they have their child. There are going to be times when they may not be able to afford to go do something because they have their child and there's no help. There are going to be times where they're just unavailable because they do have a child. Getting into the relationship I'm in now, I realized that it's up to the person that you're dating as to if they're going to take you and what you come with, or if they're going to go. Do not get into a relationship with somebody who you know does not understand what it means to be with you and you're a single parent. I did so many little mini tests and so many small observations before deciding, like, I'm perfectly fine with being in a relationship with this person because of things like, come over, oh, I have my child, I know that. Like, versus, do you have your child, and if you do, like, you're never seeing this person because you always have your child, and you notice that that becomes a problem with them. Like, I don't care what anyone says. When you're a single parent, you pay attention to things. And there are single parents who choose to ignore signs of a relationship that's not going to last. They ignore signs of a relationship that's ultimately going to end because they're not okay with things that they have to sacrifice, being that you're the one with the child. You're going to see, like, is this person going to be, like, a good parent? If I were to have a baby with this person, is it going to go? Like, there's a lot of things you can see, and there's a lot of future issues that you can foresee before being serious with someone. For me, my child is clingy. So for me, I've only talked to 2 people ever since my child has been in this world. And for me, I introduced my child early because either I'm gonna find out now while we in the talking stage and I like you, before I'm thinking I'm in love with you, I bring you around my child and then I'm like, dang, this was a waste of time. That's just how I am, honestly and truthfully. Like, the way you treat, get out of there. The way you treat and act with my child is going to determine if I will be with you. Because he's a toddler. This isn't a teenager who you're like, in 2-3 years, adios. This is a toddler. He gets really irritating. He gets on my nerves. He annoys me. Bye-bye, baby. Where are you going? You don't know? He irritates and annoys me. So I need to see how you take it when he irritates and annoys you. And if I don't like the way you handle things, then adios, amigos. But yeah, dating as a single parent can be scary, especially when you think about, you compare things like, oh, this is just us dating. Like, when we move in together, you're going to be around my child 24/7. Can you handle that? Can you handle being around me 24/7? Like, can you? Like, there's a lot of can yous and what if you cannot, or there's a lot of those. Now, I'm the type of person who likes to get things over with. I don't recommend waiting months and years to introduce the person you're talking to your child. Well, not years. I hope people don't wait years to introduce a person to their child. But I wouldn't wait that long, because especially if your child is the deal breaker in the relationship for you. If in your head you're like, if my child doesn't like you, or you handle my child a certain way, or something happens And like the small, if I have a shred of anything when it comes to you and my child, I'm ending this. Don't wait long, because you're only wasting your time and the person you're with time. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not even gonna lie. That's how I feel about it. Because you can be with someone for 6 months, be completely in love with them, and be like, I finally want to introduce you to my child. Then boom, first 5 seconds they give off a vibe and you're not feeling it, and you over here boo-hooing, crying, mad at the world because you waited so long when you could have, this was something you could have avoided early on. But yeah, like being a single mom or a single parent in general, just never doubt yourself. You're gonna make it. You're doing good. Know that at night, after you put your child to sleep and there's all these things going through your head, all these negative things, just always remember you're doing great. You are not a horrible parent. You are doing great. You're going to be okay. You are going to be fine. No matter what the situation is, no matter what comes along, you will be okay. Everything that happens to you is for a reason. And if it's meant to be, it will be, no matter good or bad. But never, ever, 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 ever give up on yourself. Ever. I don't care. Never give up on yourself. You have a child looking up to you every day. They don't see the bad and the negative that you are. They see the good. So while it's okay to focus on the bad and the negative and do what you can to change it, don't dwell on it. Do not let it make you into this horrible, upset, mean, always stressed out, always have anxiety. Don't do it. No matter what. At least every day, try to look at yourself and compliment yourself about one thing, no matter what it is. Always try to compliment yourself on at least one thing. Yourself. Like, I did this today. I'm so great. I did this today. I'm so good. Or you did this. You accomplished this. You've been procrastinating. You finally get that thing that you've been procrastinating on done. High five yourself. Congratulate yourself. Applaud yourself. Pat yourself on the back. I used to dwell so much on things that were just not going to change when I wanted them to change. I always dwelled so much on the future and not the things that I didn't know and the things that I knew, things that I can control. I used to dwell so much on those. But when I started living for now and really giving yourself one strand of positive energy a day, it really, really helps. It really helps. So yeah, any single parent out there, male or female, you got this and you're doing great. I know some nights and days it might be hard. Baby sick, can't take them to daycare. You on your last write-up at work. You know, no one is available to watch them. There's something. Just, it's gonna be okay. It's going to be okay. And I love all of you, single, regardless if you're a single parent or you're not. I love you all as parents. You're doing amazing with your child. Keep being you and being great.